The original League One matchup returns to its original location out at Russell Park as South Georgia Tormenta play host to the Greenville Triumph. The second time these two teams have matched up this season. Welcome one and all to the broadcast. My name is Mark Schoenster. Should be a lot of fun here tonight between the first place team and the third place team. Let's take a look at those standings, which is where they both sit. When they've met in April, Tormenta won that game 2-0 at Legacy Early College. Since then, Greenville have won all 8 of their games. They were winless at the time, so fortunes have changed for them. But Tormenta, I mean, look, third place. They've done pretty well for themselves as well. And as we look at their player to watch, they finally got the bugaboo defeated. They got their first home win last Saturday, and it was partially in help from Keziah Sterling. Keziah Sterling was able to get the game-winning assist on the mucky pitch. Everyone else was heavy-footed, but he was the one guy that continued to glide despite the pitch conditions, got that assist, was able to help his team to a victory, and he could end up being a key piece coming off the bench. Ian Cameron said that that could end up being the difference tonight, is how the players off the bench affect the game. Meanwhile, on the Greenville side of things, Jacob Blavovitz had a goal-scoring tear earlier in the season. For the last 4 games, he's been given the opportunities, but he hasn't been able to put them away. It may be mucky again on the pitch tonight. We'll see how the conditions pan out, but they may need his big physical presence. He may get services a bunch again today. This would be a prime opportunity for him to work off this stench and get back into the finishing department, get back on another tear, and help his team get 3 points on the road in a busy, busy week, in a busy, busy month. Well, the tension is here. The emotional drama is building up. It's Greenville and it's Tormenta, and it's coming up next on ESPN+. We'll see you on the other side of this break.
At Savannah Hilton Head International, you can choose from 11 different airlines, including Southwest Airlines, Breeze Airways, and Avelo Airlines. With up to 70 daily nonstop departures and over 30 nonstop destinations, Savannah Hilton Head International gives you more choices for a travel plan that fits your needs. Savannah Hilton Head International. Visit flysav.com.
Your mission, should you choose to accept it, will be to save Bullock County from slow internet. To do so, you must recruit an exceptional tech team. They must be fast, reliable, and absolutely fearless. Time is of the essence. Bullock's internet is dependent on your success.
Vamos, Tormenta.
Vamos, Tormenta.
Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta.
Welcome back to Statesboro as we get this matchup prepared to go underway, presented by Kids World. It's Tormenta and it's Greenville. We're just moments away from kickoff. My name is Mark Schoenster, excited to be on the broadcast here tonight. As we take a look at this series history recently, Tormenta have won the last 4 games, and although Greenville and John Harkes may think that it's not like they have their number or anything, Ian Cameron seems to believe that they have an idea of how to break down this Greenville team. But there is a lot of respect for Greenville from the Tormenta side of things, but that may be part of what makes it work when they've been able to figure out how to crack down this defense, score goals, and they scored quite a few of them against the vaunted defense of the Triumph. Let's see if they continue that here today, or if the Triumph will buck that trend as we look at the lineups brought to you by PMG Rentals. We see here a 4-2-3-1 for Ian Cameron's side. Gabriel Cabral, you'll notice there in the middle of the field, was the USL Player of the Week, the second Tormenta player in a row to win USL Player of the Week in League One. Meanwhile, Statesboro Real Estate starting lineup for the Greenville Triumph. It's a 4-4-2. Now, we may see it shift to a 4-2-3-1 with Coutinho slipping down, Pilato and Walker being the two holding mids, and then Labovitz being by himself at the top of the formation, getting a lot of the services and looking to find the finishes as they go on the attack. There's the two pair of strikers as they're listed in the lineup. Labovitz and Coutinho. Two big pieces for Greenville this season. Labovitz, the leading scorer for the Triumph. Coutinho, one of the key additions that John Harkes raved about beginning of the season, and he's been able to rave about him throughout the year. And we are underway. It's the Triumph, and it's Tormenta here at Statesboro. A lot of things going into this game today. Of course, Greenville sitting at the top of the table. Tormenta had Greenville's number, looking to be the kryptonite of this established League One side in Greenville. Tormenta finally getting their first win at home against Chattanooga last Saturday. It's the Triumph. Like to go on the road and sour the momentum that Tormenta is coming into this game with. Both of these teams, busy schedules right now. Played on Saturday, playing today, and then play again next Saturday. So player rotation will be another aspect of it. Gavilanes is trying to find Filerman. There's Coutinho, back to Alan Gavilanes. They look to control the ball to start things off in this game. Our head official, as you can see there, Sergei Damianchuk. Filerman plays it back to Gavilanes. They'll continue to hold it and find the right crease to break in. Jamil Roberts scored his first pro goal in that game against Chattanooga, and now Tormenta pushing forward. Here's Billhart. That pass a little bit short from Morrell. Nate Schultz sniffing it out. And Schultz will keep going. Here's Fenton Evans getting the start. Sends that cross in. It's deflected out for a first corner kick. Josh Phelps jumping on that one. Just his 7th start of the season, Fenton Evans. More familiar with coming off the bench. He's been able to score from that off the bench spot. We'll get the starting look here in this game this evening. As Alan Gavilanes will hobble over to the corner and we'll get this one ready to go on this Herb shot corner kick. It'll be taken short. Here's the service from Pilato. The header off the post, the follow through. It's Fenton Evans again. 2nd straight game. An early lead for the Triumph on the road. Similar to his goal on the weekend, it wasn't the first chance, but the second one that Fenton Evans is able to pick up the pieces and make it happen. That's a well-flicked header from Fricke. Let's take a look at where Evans is positioned. I think he's all right. So we get a look at it on the Coca-Cola replay. How about that for a start for the visitors? The 4th goal of the season for Fenton Evans, coming off a spot on the team of the week. And that could change the entire complexion of this game. You don't game plan to be up a goal or down a goal in these opening moments. It's the Greenville side, though, that have liked to start the games with a heavy intensity. They pretty much had possession for the entirety of this matchup, minus 1 break from Tormenta. It didn't last too long. And the goal scoring department is not where They need more from Venton Evans. He's been able to deliver on that front. And I'm sure they love having his awareness on the attacking side of things. John Hark said that he thought Venton played fairly well in that game on Saturday, but they're still working on his defensive shape. Now we escorted out for a goal kick. Hark's mentioned you got to have awareness to defend properly after you score, so he'll get a chance to do better here this afternoon, this evening. He said that he's got to help Nate Schultz on that right side because Schultz is going to be working his tail off all game. And he needs some assistance from his teammates. There's a quick look at Harks there as Curtis Thorne will throw this one back into play. Tormenta just trying to hold the ball here for any stretch of time. Of course, they're coming in on a more somber note with some heavy hearts given the passing of one of their USL 2 team players, Carter David Payne. Lost his life tragically last Saturday. And checking in on Ian Cameron on how the team was doing, he said that it's not something you ever want to be a part of course. The USL 2 team played yesterday, and the goal of that game was less about the result and more about playing out your emotions, playing for your teammate. Here's Jacob Labovitz, takes a step, takes a shot, it's smothered by Jake Dangler. And although they weren't direct teammates to Carter David Payne, I'm sure still quite a lot of emotions from these guys. They wore a warm-up shirt with the number 2 on it and his name on the back. We may have spotted it in our open for a brief moment. Ultimately, very emotional times. There's John Harks. Also working with a purpose here. Can't really see it from the back, but as he turned around, he's wearing a particular shirt today. It's a shirt that's partnering with Bridge City Coffee, a company that's helping provide support to Ukraine. The owner, Greg Ward, has really hit it off with John Harks, both leaders in the community in Greenville, just trying to help support those who are suffering in a country that really needs help right now. They've been raising funds by selling that shirt. So a lot of minds with a lot of purposes that are not entirely circled around the beautiful game. It just goes to show how much of a platform and a vehicle that the beautiful game can be for change, for support. More than just a sport. Here's a first look at Paul Christensen. Falling on top of that one, leads the league with 6 clean sheets. I'm sure he'll be quick to attribute some of that to his back line, who have done so well to keep them nice and tidy and without too many dangerous moments in any given game. Celebrating its 75th anniversary, Select is proud to be the official matchball supplier of the USL League One. Choose what you play with at www.selectsportamerica.com. Select, League's choice, player's choice. So an early goal from Venton Evans has got this game going the right way for Greenville. It's what they wanted to do on Saturday against Central Valley, a game they did end up winning 1-0 either way. But John Hark said it wasn't their best game of the season. He said it was a chess match to open up in that one, and they weren't really anticipating that. They wanted to get after them, and he thought they did, and he thought they deserved to have an early 1-goal lead. The offside flag went up and stopped an early opportunity. Harks very much disagreeing with it and saying it was the incorrect call. As Evans wins that one back. Alan Gavilanes stuttering. Some good moves, slide on his feet. Centers in the middle, it's off the right post. A solo effort from Alan Gavilanes, weaving the moves and putting it away. Greenville running rampant early. What a way to get it started. Benton Evans not giving up on that one. He's able to win it free, and then it's all Alan Gavilanes from here on the Coke replay. Wow. A little bit of a stutter. Keeps going. And he's just been brilliant this season, Gavilanes. What a fantastic goal. His third of the season. It's the second here with the Greenville Triumph. And he has just been electrifying on that left-hand side. That'd be one of his best individual moments yet of the season. So how about this? 10 minutes in. And Greenville off to a red-hot start. Tormenta in a hole. They've barely seen the ball at all. Here's Barry Sharifi for what seems like, or feels like, the first time all day. Now Roberts. Thorne keeps it in play. And it's cleared out. Couldn't tell if that went out for a corner or a throw. Looks like it's the latter. They're going to have to kick it into another gear, Tormenta. Jimmy Filerman getting the start here today in favor of Tyler Pollock. Of course, you got to get some player rotation in, but I mean, if you want to talk about player rotation, talk about a guy that can slip into that spot and do just fine. He's been fighting for the starting 11 spots, even during weeks when you don't have to worry about rotation. You've just got one game to worry about and focus on. Here's Alex Morel. Morel gets it by Christensen. And Fricky, being careful around the mud, clears it away before it crosses the line. A lot of chances in this one early. And of course, Greenville putting two of them away already. Here's a look at it again. Morel just turning on the wheels. He's able to get that by Christensen. But both Schultz and Fricky were there. Boy, this game has started. I'm not sure if the sentiments could be the same for John Harkes as their 1-0 victory over the Fuego. He said it wasn't their best performance, but it's a sign of a good team when you could still get 3 points on a night that you weren't your best. You weren't as sharp. And they've been breezing to start off this one. They're out wide to Roberts. Roberts with the cross in the middle. Christensen comes in for it. Slips on his landing, but he kept the ball in his clutches, so all in the day's work for the keeper. It was a 2-1 victory here at Earl Russell Park last Saturday for Tormenta, their first home win of this entire season. Ian Cameron said that the field was heavy. They had a game here the night before, then the rain came in, but it was a playable pitch. It was a mid-table game with two teams trying to find form. Wasn't the cleanest. Thought they should have been up at halftime, but the fact of the matter is they found a way through. Sometimes you just got to do that. You just got to grit your teeth and get one out. So in essence, very similar sentiments from both Ian Cameron and John Harkes about their team's previous performance. Bill Hart is able to keep control of this one. Play it out to his left. Morrell shoots. Morrell! It's punched away. Smacked out of range by Paul Christensen. Here's a look again on the Coke replay. Springing to action is Paul the Wall. And we're going to get our first Herb Shop corner kick for Tormenta. They'll play it short as well. Roberts to the top of the 18. Cabral with the deflection. It deflected. It didn't get put on frame. But when you put a shot into the mixer like that and it pings around, that is dangerous stuff for the keeper to handle. Can't predict where it's going to go. It's worth a shot. Here's another Herb Shop corner kick. Bill Hart sends it in. Roberts puts it back into the middle. It doesn't get very far. This one will roll all the way down to Pablo Jara, the ever-present goalkeeper for Tormenta. And I mean that both just in any individual game, but also throughout season by season. It's not Tormenta without Pablo Jara. Filerman just has to hit the emergency eject button there. Here's Bill Hart. Stumbling, going down. Fair game, says our head official. And then it'll work that way on the other side as Deshaun Nembhard was able to out-jostle Venton Evans. Looking at energy levels for this busy week for Greenville, John Hart said that as far as training is concerned, they didn't want to be too physically strenuous, so they want everyone to be able to stay up on their feet. So instead they focused on keeping everybody mentally sharp. So they're feeling good. They've shown resilience throughout this season. They wanted to give them credit for that. Filerman with the crossed side, headed away. Here's Morrell. Aaron Walker is forcing that one back for Greenville. Well, Ark said that the long bus trip can always change how someone's legs feel, but it doesn't seem to have affected them thus far. Of course, that could kick in as the game wears on. But coming out of the gate, I mean, shoot. Gabolanez with the cross in the middle, looking for Coutinho. Going up against his former team. Played for them back in 2019 and 2020. Talking about Lucas Coutinho, that is. Playoff battles begin to heat up as two playoff hopefuls meet on ESPN Deportes. Rio Grande Valley welcomes the Las Vegas Lights to Southern Texas July 17th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN Deportes. Bill are trying to thread that forward for Morrell. Ian Cameron about Greenville coming into this game. He said you got to give them respect. They've been the premier team in the league alongside Omaha and North Texas. He said a lot of the guys in the club for Greenville have been around for years now. As Christensen able to keep that one in. He's got to be careful. Roberts bearing down on him. Ian Cameron said that the guys are excited to play. Greenville, of course, hadn't won when they first met and have now won 8 games since they met in April. So as far as how well things have gone for the visitors since they last met, it's about as well as any team in the league has been since April 23rd. Here's a look at this collision here on the Coke replay. Well flicked on by Coutinho. Gavilanes with room to work with. Already has 1 goal. Sends the cross in. It's Labovitz! It's 3! Greenville putting on a clinic. The cross from Gavilanes. The confident finish from Jacob Labovitz. And this starts with Christensen. And then the beautiful flicked on header gives Gavilanes room to work with, and he does his damage with crosses. And Labovitz, that's the way to get out of the funk. That's as confident a header as you're gonna see. Squared up, thrust it home, 3-0. And that's his 6th goal of the season, Jacob Labovitz. And it's the 2nd assist of the year for Alan Gavilanes, who coming into tonight was 2nd in crosses and 2nd in chances created, with 30 chances created and 105 crosses, both behind Arthur Rogers of North Carolina. But Jacob Labovitz from Great Falls, Virginia, of course the Hokie, his 1st year as a pro. He's shown he's got what it takes to be a great finisher in this league, and he's proven it time and time again in Greenville. Love giving him those chances. You've now seen a goal from each of the wings, and then one from that centerpiece up top in Labovitz. We've got a player down. Very Sharifi, unable to get up. Let's look on the Coke replay. Physicality, nothing too awful there on the collision. It was more of a wipeout than anything. If you're late tuning in, just been an offensive explosion from Greenville. They've just been in another gear. I'd like to point out the expected goals right now for Greenville is just .67. So these strikers have just had their way with the ball inside the 18. First, Fenton Evans on the follow-up. Alan Gavilanes all by himself, weaving through some traffic. And then Gavilanes with the cross to Labovitz, who confidently heads it across goal in the top left corner. So Sharifi will walk off. The New Yorker. And he's going to actually get subbed out of this game. Isaiah Sterling, our player to watch, will come in maybe a little earlier than we were anticipating. But he was simply brilliant on Saturday. Seemed unaffected by the pitch conditions. This Pestmaster Services substitution coming in the 25th minute. Isaiah Sterling, look to see if Tormenta could find maybe just a goal back here in this first half to make it a little more reasonable of a game going into halftime, because it has just been a drubbing so far. Worth noting, though, there's only a one-shot difference in the shot total. Greenville with 5, Tormenta with 4. 3 shots on target for Greenville, 2 for Tormenta. So it has just been relentless from Greenville in the finishing department. When I talked to John Harks about this matchup, he said Tormenta found a way to be gritty. He said it took them a while to find some wins, but now they're going to feel good coming into this game. He acknowledged how solid their back four is with the pairing of Dangler and Phillips at center back. He said they've got some stability in the midfield. He said although Keziah Sterling is young, he's got loads of incredible experience. He knew they were going to come in and they were going to attack us. And now he's going to expect them throwing everything at them for the rest of this game, because they need some goals. Worth noting, Venton Evans also being given the assist on the second goal of the day. So Gavilanes and Evans both with a goal and an assist in this game. Jacob Labovitz with his 6th goal on the season to make it 3. Filerman. Tap it back. Evan Lee. Now Greenville don't necessarily have to force anything. Sitting on a 3-goal lead, but I'm sure with how early in the game it is, they can go for it as they like when they deem fit. John Harks, another look at him clutching his notebook as he always does. He's certainly not content with 3 goals in under 30 minutes. He'll want his team to continue to play through for 90 whole minutes. He wants them in tip-top shape, especially considering the match they've got on Saturday too. It's going to be a first place versus second place matchup between them and the Richmond Kickers over at City Stadium. That one's going to be good. Because although Greenville will certainly be in first place, Richmond Kickers have been a fortress at home at City Stadium. And tough, tough, tough to beat. Here's Sterling, winding about. Sterling makes one man slip. Sterling fires over the crossbar. There's a little bit of feint there. Here on the Coke replay. And they may need a moment of brilliance like that to galvanize this side. See there, very mucky between the sticks for both sides. This grass pitch right now suffering from a lot of precipitation. Just having one of those spells in Georgia right now. I asked Ian Cameron yesterday about how the pitch looked. He said it looks okay. There's saturation from the consistent rain. He mentioned everyone's going to get leggy. He said players coming off the bench could end up being huge. That goes for both these teams. Labovitz has Evans running. He leads them on nicely. Venton Evans still going forward with the chip, and it's tucked home! Oh, the cheeky finish from Evans! It's a runaway train with Greenville on board. What an opening 30 minutes in this game. Phelps misses on the header. Labovitz sets it forward so nicely. And Venton Evans with utmost confidence. 4 goals in 30 minutes. 5 goals on the season for Venton Evans. What a showcase. The Jamaican from Kingston has now bested his Fort Lauderdale tally of 4 goals last season and has matched his assist tally of 2. At this rate, he might get another assist or another goal in this game. "50 appearances in 3 years with Portmore United of the Jamaican National Premier League, where he made his way over to Fort Lauderdale in League One. Now they're in the MLS next. His talents did not go without being caught by John Harkes' eye. And he's coming in and showing up in his start. I tell you what, 4 straight wins in this series for Tormenta. You think Greenville was ready to put an end to that one. Service. Punch straight in the air by Paul Christensen. Bill Hart gets a head on it, but it's kind of a frayed header. Didn't go anywhere with much purpose. With 4 goals in this game, this is the most goals scored this season by Greenville in a single match, and they did it in 30 minutes. I've said it a couple times this year, you know Greenville are going to come in with the sturdy defense. They're going to make you break them down, and they're going to make that a difficult task. When they're clicking on all cylinders like this offensively, I mean, look out. What are you going to do? Anticipated that the assist would be given to Labovitz on that last goal. It officially has been, so it's his first assist as a pro. So make that 3 players in this game that have at least a goal and an assist. This isn't the first time, though, that Tormenta has allowed 4 goals and a half. They did it here earlier in the season to Central Valley. I'm sure they never wanted to relive that day again. Here they are. I already talked about the pitch a little bit, especially in concerns to the Tormenta perspective. And here they come. Here's a shot off the mark. Look from the player of the week in USL League One, Gabriel Cabral. Couldn't put it on frame. There's a look on the Coca-Cola replay. They're getting shots off. The mission now may be just to get a couple back and get the confidence revving for the road trip to Madison come this weekend. You know, 4-goal stoop is, I mean, that hasn't been come back from before in League One. We only had one 4-4 game, and although Tormenta was involved with that one last year, that one was more back and forth. The push from Bill Hart will give Greenville the free kick. Talking to John Harkes about the pitch, I asked him just how much does the pitch condition go into your game plan and how you approach things, and he said, well, you have to take into consideration some players could play in it, others cannot. He said that's going to affect our personnel, it's going to affect how we will want to attack the game, potentially if it offers new places to exploit. Now, I'm not about to say that the scoreline is because of players unable to play on the pitch conditions, but they've certainly found things to exploit here in these first 35 minutes. Now Evan Lee, the center back, pushing forward. Centers it, Coutinho with a pocket of space. Coutinho fires. Zooming over. But they are finding pockets, finding little bubbles. If you're a Tormenta fan, you're holding breath anytime Greenville enters the attacking third, because practically every time they have, they've been able to put it home. Avalon is able to step on that back pass. And you look at that shot tally right there. If you looked at that, you wouldn't have expected the score line that sits right above it. Here's Cabral, Gabriel Cabral squares it centrally. Keziah Sterling! One back for Tormenta. Keziah Sterling, the substitute coming in, getting his second goal of the season. For just a moment here, it looked like the wrong decision from Cabral to Keeble not shoot this shot, but it bounces behind Nate Schultz, and Sterling has his way with it. He thought maybe just try and tuck it near post. Won't doubt it again. This Savannah Hilton Head Airport goal. So 5 goals here in this first half of action. Sterling with his second. Cabral with his second assist. And Cabral just coming off an Player of the Week performance. Had a goal and an assist in that win over Chattanooga. Ian Cameron said that he's played solid and recently has just been getting better and better. Imagine that goal on the road against Fuego really propelled his confidence. You could see it in training, talking about Gabriel Cabral. He said he's been excellent recently against Omaha, against Central Valley, against Chattanooga. And here's Jacob Labovitz, set free. Labovitz takes the shot himself. And that one well off the mark at the end of things. One of the many goal scorers in the game already today. The Tormenta throw. And finishing my thought about Cabral. Ian Cameron said, you want the world for the kid. He's just a brilliant person. And his character is almost unmatched in the league. A lot of high praise for not only Gabriel Cabral, the player, but Gabriel Cabral, the person. Getting the assist there. Paired up with Keziah Sterling, another man that Ian Cameron was raving about to me yesterday. Really could be an impact player this season. Alan Gavilanes. Really nowhere to distribute the ball except back to Filerman. bit too far there for Filerman. From Filerman to Labovitz. Dangler keeps this one in play with the clearance. Here's Sterling. Once again plotting forward. It's taken down by Fricky. Won't accept the help. Don't miss a minute of the action in 2022, whether your club is on the road or at home. As Bill Hart gives it up to Roberts. Roberts with the cross and won't connect with any Tormenta players. But here's Cabral. Cabral with the pass in the middle. Morel winding about. Finds Roberts. Back heels back to Morel. Morel squares it. Pinged away. And now here's Labovitz dashing down the pitch. Coutinho making the run. Still going. That one a little bit too far ahead. Pablo Jara will fall on top of it. And now Tormenta will go forward. Whether your club is on the road or at home, catch nearly every second of USL League One action on ESPN+. The home to the USL, MLS, La Liga, the Bundesliga, UFC, and more. Sign up today at plus.espn.com. Now to hold that thought for a moment. Tormenta, once again, trying to find another goal. Moving forward with a lot of purpose right now. Here's Thorne. Finds Roberts. Now Phelps. Knocking it around, trying to find the right space that they need. Sterling still jockeying after it. Morel, it pops to him. Try to get it back to Sterling. That's another player playing against his former team, Alex Morel. Formerly Tormenta, formerly Greenville, now Tormenta again. He actually was the first ever goal scorer in USL League One history when these two teams met here at Russell Park for the first ever game. It was an Alex Morel goal that gave Tormenta the win. He then go on and score the first goal of the second season, but for Greenville. Still trying to find his first this season, though. Here he is. Finds Sterling. No flag goes up. Sterling with the juke, and he gets taken down. And there's a yellow card and a point to the spot. Paul Christensen gets his first yellow of the season, but more importantly, Tormenta with a penalty opportunity. Here's a look again on the Coke replay. Did Jimmy Filerman keep Sterling onside there? He was a little bit further back from the rest of the back line, but that is close. Sterling makes the move. Christensen gets him. Tormenta can make it a 2-goal game here. Coming from London, Keziah Sterling with 1 goal already today. And make it a brace. Tormenta have halved the deficit. And it's a second goal brought to you by Savannah Hilton Head Airport. Keziah Sterling, the Englishman, with the effort to draw the penalty. And then he does away with the chance. 6 goals in the first half. Here's a look at the Coca-Cola replay once again. The penalty and the finish. What a game this has been. Oh me, oh my. I'd like to note that we've had 3 games in League One history have 8 total goals. This one has 6 so far. The scoreline in the 2 that happened this season, the Chattanooga 7-1 win and the Charlotte 6-2 win, were both 3-1 at halftime. This game is 4-2 at halftime. Just something to think about. I'll have to do some more digging to find what the scoreline at halftime of that Tormenta Fort Lauderdale game is. Let's take a look at that penalty kick again. This is one more time. Clinically done. And this time I've been able to find it. Check this. It was 1-1 at halftime between Fort Lauderdale and South Georgia Tormenta last season. In that game that ended up going 4-4. Ara blasts that one forward. So at one point this looked like a throttling. Tormenta have made this a reasonable game again. And both teams wildly outperforming their expected goal. Greenville was just a 1.33. Tormenta ahead of them with a 1.37 expected goal. Of course, you're going to get a pretty good expected goal addition to that stat when you get a penalty. And now we're going to get a curb shot corner kick. Cabelanes and Coutinho by it. Cabelanes with the service. Just headed away. Fricky sends it back in. Well kept in play by Coutinho. That's a blocked shot. Or crossed better yet. We have had another great dose of midweek madness here in the USL League One. Filerman's cross comes in, popped up. Oh, he wanted it. Schultz fires, deflected on! Is that a 5th goal? Yes, it is! A moment of fortune for Jacob Labovitz. The ball from Schultz deflects off his forehead. 7 goals in 1 half of action, 5 for Greenville. We need to look at this one again. So Evans trying the bicycle kick. Schultz zipping that ball inside. Just pings off his head. He barely had to move it. Our 3rd brace of the day. Benton Evans, Kazea Sterling, and now Jacob Labovitz. Oh my goodness, and how about that? 7 goals in 1 half. Have you had your fill? What a ridiculous half of action. And with that, that's the end of our League One content for now. We're going to step aside, catch a breather. We'll be back for halftime here on ESPN+. Take a breather yourself. Grab a glass of water. You're going to need it. We'll see you on the other side.
The Clubhouse in Statesboro, Southeast Georgia's best place to play. The Clubhouse in Statesboro, where fun is done.
Optum Health System's commitment to you has not changed. Unmatched safety and compassionate care. If you've delayed your care, we want to reassure you we're prepared for you. Optum's commitment to safe, high-quality care is stronger than ever.
At Savannah Hilton Head International, you can choose from 11 different airlines, including Southwest Airlines, Breeze Airways, and Avelo Airlines. With up to 70 daily nonstop departures and over 30 nonstop destinations, Savannah Hilton Head International gives you more choices for a travel plan that fits your needs. Savannah Hilton Head International. Visit flysav.com.
Vamos, Tormenta. 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 Vamos, Tormenta.
Welcome to halftime here between Greenville and Tormenta on ESPN Plus. We had 4 games last Saturday, so Ryan Rose is going to take you through the highlights on that one.
We start our Saturday in Greenville, hosting Central Valley. Third meeting of the season between these two. Victor Falk, the header to Paul Christensen, who handles it, keeps it scoreless at the half. Now 48th minute, Gavilanes to Smart to Noah Pilato. Oh no. Ofek Antman with the save. He had a season-high 9. That's the highest for any goalkeeper this year. But it wouldn't hold up. 66th minute now. Gavilanes, he's looking for the head of Vincent Evans. Too tall for him, but there's Don Smart to hammer it. Deflection, save, right back to Evans. He puts it back. And that is the only goal of the match. His 3rd of the season, all opening goals for Greenville, and the 5th Greenville sub to score. That is a league-high total. Greenville 8-0-2 in scoring first, and they did not give up a goal. 1-0 was the final. Greenville unbeaten in 5. 4 of those are wins. Central Valley has lost 3 of 4. We go to Tormenta. It rained all day, but started on time. All 4 wins coming away from Irk Russell Park. Look at the work of Keziah Sterling here. Wide to Gabriel Cabral, who sets up Jamil Roberts. His first League One goal. That's a beautiful play. That is the 3rd straight home match for Tormenta with the opening goal. And a knee slide in the mud for Jamil Roberts. 45th minute, right before the half. Look at this pass. Roy Ortiz threads the ball ahead to Jose Carrera Garcia between the legs of Curtis Thorne. 1-1 at the half. 5th goal conceded in the final 15 minutes of the first half for Tormenta. Now, 81st minute off a throw-in. The turn, the fight through, the pinpoint service to the toe of Cabral. His 2nd goal of the season. 2 matches in a row with 1 now. Wow, 2-1, first home win, and now above the playoff line are Tormenta. Chattanooga has lost 3 in a row. Rains delayed the start of North Carolina Omaha by an hour 15 minutes, but it plays great, as evidenced here. Jaden Cervania slips back up, out wide to Christian Liu Young. Field looks great. Back to Cervania. We'll just take a shot from here, and it's in. 39th minute. 2nd of the season for Cervania. North Carolina scored a goal in every match, and they have 12 first-half goals. Only Richmond has more with 14. Still in the first half now, Omaha's Noe Meza. His cross pounds off the bar. And then Shokat Tahir of North Carolina. Saved by Nuhu. Lifted by Garrett McLaughlin, looking for an Olex Anderson header. Big crash at the goal line, but everybody's okay. 1-0 at the half for North Carolina. 63rd minute here. Ryan Jiba to the goal line. Served in, looking for a Kamal Malcolm header, but Mays is there behind him for the header. Team leading 4th goal for Meza, all 4 of them on the road. And that's the 2nd game-tying goal this season for Omaha. The points are split. That's a league-high 6 draws for Omaha. And we'll finish our Saturday night out in the desert, late night in Tucson, hosting Northern Colorado. 16th minute with a beautiful sunset in the backdrop. Trevor Ammon back in the lineup. He'll get this one wide, but the Thighmaster save from Carlos Marancio. 6 saves for Marancio in the game. Then the thunderstorms came, halting play in the 28th minute, waiting for a Tucson corner. Delayed 52 minutes. Here's that corner in the raindrops. Was dealt with right before the half. 45th minute free kick deflected by Arthur Rogers, but pounded in by Donnie Toya. first start, second goal. He scored all the goals for Tucson since his arrival 3 weeks ago, just 2. But he had a yellow card in the 10th minute, and so that was carrying over. And then this foul was only the second card of the game, but it was for Toya, so it was red. And Tucson's got to play a man down for 30 minutes. So in the 76th minute, Rogers crosses in the box, far post, Lachlan McLean, and he heads it home. His second goal of the season. Rogers now has a team best 4 assists. Northern Colorado had the last 8 shots in this match, and they are 1 point from the playoff line. Tucson is 4 points behind 10th place, and there are 3 1-1 matches this week. 1 clean sheet, that was Greenville. 4 of these matches dealt with weather in some form or fashion, so it is the monsoon season all around. Week 15 in the books, 4 teams have now played their 15th match, so 4 teams are halfway home. Now this from the USL.
Goes topics. I mean, yeah, let's talk about
Stop it.
today we're gonna go
Yo,
topics.
roll it down.
I am.
You don't need a car to listen to Sirius XM. You can listen anywhere. You know that, right?
What? Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio.
Kevin, you could use your phone.
What? What?
Alexa, play Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio on Sirius XM.
What?
This is how I know you're getting old. I guess that was it.
What?
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Volley from Aquay! Wow!
What a wonderful team move for Las Vegas. And a goal from Trejo. Spectacular build-up. Alvaro Quezada, good feet. He's found the upper corner. Vamos, Tormenta.
Vamos, Tormenta.
Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta.
Welcome back to halftime here. Let's take a look at some of the news and notes from around the league. First off, 2 massive matchups this weekend. Greenville and Richmond 1-2. Tormenta and Madison are 3-4. Great matchups to come on the weekend. Meanwhile, we've got some new teams coming to the League One party. Santa Barbara Sky just got introduced this week. Meanwhile, tickets are now available for Sac Republic in their Open Cup matchup against Sporting KC. As we look at our team of the week, Gabriel Cabral being the 2nd straight Tormenta player to win Player of the Week. Pablo Jara was the one who won it last week. Meanwhile, this upcoming schedule tonight, the Hailstorm and the Fuego do battle for the 2nd time this season. And then, as I mentioned before, the 1-2 matchup and the 3-4 matchup for Tormenta and Greenville should be a lot of fun. The USL and Tormenta lost one of its own last Saturday. Carter David Payne was in a vehicle pedestrian accident that tragically ended his life. The Academy team, League One team tonight, and his USL teammates all honored his memory in their times for games this week. If you feel compelled to donate, help his family, and carry his name forward, visit Tormenta's website. All of us with ESPN Plus send our condolences to the family and the club in these awful times.
Optum Health System's commitment to you has not changed. Unmatched safety and compassionate care. Others may talk about the new normal, but at Optum Health System, we've always provided high-quality, personalized care safely. If you have recently delayed your care, we want to reassure you we are prepared to care for you. Our absolute commitment to safe, high-quality, personalized care is stronger than ever. We welcome you back to Optum Health System.
Vamos, Tormenta.
Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta.
Your mission, should you choose to accept it, will be to save Bullock County from slow internet. To do so, you must recruit an exceptional tech team. They must be fast, reliable, and absolutely fearless. Time is of the essence. Bullock's internet is dependent on your success.
All right, let's get through these highlights here, brought to you by Galactic Comics. 7 goals to go through. Let's do it. Starting off with this one. Corner kick, teed in by Pilato. The header off the post, and then followed up and followed through by Benton Evans, his first of 2 goals on the day. Then Alan Gavilanes. I'll just take this guy on. I'll take these guys on too. Pablo Har, for that matter. Make it 2-0. Just this is an individual moment of brilliance from Gavilanes. And it wouldn't stop there. Lucas Coutinho with, what is that? What is that header? Puts it on a platter for Alan Gavilanes. And then he puts it on a platter for Jacob Labovitz. Nice header, nice finish. And we still have more goals to go. Another one all the way down the pitch. This one just bouncing over the head of a jumping Phelps. And then Labovitz, the one turning provider here. And then Benton Evans. Pop it and book it. 4-0. But Tormenta would find a response. It would be Gabriel Cabral. Maybe would have thought in the moment to be wiser to shoot, but he finds Keziah Sterling, and then Sterling, the savvy goal scorer, is able to get one back for Tormenta, and he would get another chance to cut the deficit. Offside, I don't know. Gets taken down for the penalty. And then he puts away the penalty to make it 4-2. Things are looking good for Tormenta despite the circumstances. But then this goal may be the most absurd of them all because of what it took to happen. Look at Schultz here. Had to shoot. It goes right to the head of Jacob Labovitz. I mean, what are the chances? And he flicks it on as if that was the plan the whole time. 7 goals in one half. You don't need me to tell you that's the most goals in a single half in League One history. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Worth noting, though, it's the most goals in Greenville Triumph history just in a game, and they still have 45 more minutes. And we're a goal off from tying the most goals in a single game in League One history. We've already done it twice this season. Why not a third time? Do you really think no one's going to score here in the second half? It'd be quite the change in pace. Worth noting, we do have 2 substitutions outside of all the enthusiasm I'm sharing with you here. These Pestmaster Services substitutions, both for Tormenta. Owen Green coming in for Curtis Thorne. And then Toby Otieno coming in for Josue Soto. Maybe adding a little more offensive juice in the midfield. We also have some Greenville substitutions. Alan Gavilanes coming out for Nico Brown. And then Peter Pearson coming in for Aaron Walker. I think that's a moment of, you've got the 3-goal lead. and you want to make the player rotation necessary. You've got a game on Saturday. That's important for both teams. Want to make sure you keep all your legs healthy and ready to go. All these substitutions brought to you by Pest Master Services. Benton Evans jumping on that pass, turning on the burners, trying the shot. And that one had a weird hover to it, just sitting over the grass. Not the easiest one for Hara to handle. Again, all those substitutions brought to you by Pest Master Services. So a doozy of a first half of action. I mean, it has to settle down in comparison. But of course, you could score 3 goals here in the second half, and that would be considered settled down in comparison. But with both sides getting in some fresh legs, trying to keep bodies upright and healthy, given the congested schedule. Maybe some of these guys coming off the bench will also want to get in on the fun. I'm sure Nico Brown or Toby Otieno would love to get in on this score sheet. Here's Sterling. Moving forward, dashing. It's taken off of his horse by Brandon Fricke. Here he is again. This time Fricke got there a fraction sooner. Sterling. Play it back. I mentioned in the first half that the game on Saturday, the pitch looked real slushy in a way. Doesn't look as bad today. Cross comes in and Christensen lets it fall into the breadbasket. In that game on Saturday, though, Sterling looked the least affected by it. It was as if he was playing on a different pitch than everybody else. Once again, showing how he can just glide with the ball at his feet. Having the 2 goals for Tormenta today. Just absolute madness in the first half. Both teams just getting acclimated now to what I'm sure both coaches would prefer to be a calmer, more copacetic second half. Although you could be happy your team scored 5 goals. I'm sure you didn't like how open play was if you're John Harkes and how many opportunities you did allow up. 9 shots, 4 of them on target for Tormenta. 11 shots, 6 of them on target for Greenville. Here's Toby Otieno. Whistle's blown. Looks like it's in favor of Tormenta. Felt like advantage should have been played there. Our head official, of course, for today, Sergei Dermianchuk. Here's a turn. Bill Hart with some moves. He's able to slip it through. Green into the middle. And stabbed away by Christensen. And Brown just able to clear that one out of danger. Here's Bill Hart, led on nicely. Bill Hart into the center, Morrell! And Christensen able to knock it away. Tormenta starting off on the front foot in the second half. Here's a look on the Coca-Cola replay. How about that ball service forward for Bill Hart? And Morrell, after the centering pass from Bill Hart, got the shot away. Here's a Herb shot, corner kick for you. High arcing ball and well out of the fray. will make a correction to my assessment earlier, where I said that both sides would want things to be a little bit calmer here in the second half. I'm sure that's the perspective for Greenville. Tormenta, yeah, they'll want to shore things up defensively, of course. But if they're going to get back into this game, havoc needs to be induced. So for them, it's more for a controlled chaos, though, as opposed to the madness that was the first half. One thing John Hart stressed coming in to this game, and given the circumstances of the scoreline, makes even more sense now. He said you've got to have a player rotation system in place. You don't want to run anybody into the ground, but you also want to trot out your best chance to win every match. It's a tricky game. You got to be careful. And it's not easy to figure this all out. That was a bit of an awkward transaction there. Tormenta on the attack again. Here's the cross. A couple players getting tangled up there. Nate Schultz and Alex Morel. A lot of the talented players that may not have been able to play all together at a point in this season for Tormenta. The likes of Morel, Billhart, Sterling, Roberts, Cabral, and now Toby and Utieno getting into the mix. Played with Omaha last season. And Cameron said it's the first time in weeks that we're nearly full health outside of the guys with the long-term injuries. And of course we have a couple tweaks, but every team has that. I mentioned this will be the strongest squad we've seen for most of the season. Tormenta pushing forward once again. Sterling is able to draw the foul. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access Tuesday nights at 7 Eastern. As Tormenta pushes forward, here's the shot towards goal, and he puts it through. Another one back for Tormenta. What a rip from Jamil Roberts. Look at this on the Coca-Cola replay. Quickly retake the free kick. Roberts sees some space. Wham! This is now the fourth game in League One history to reach 8 total goals. And Jamil Roberts, with his second goal of the season, had 2 goals in 15 appearances with Sporting Kansas City 2. Also had an assist with SKC 2 and has 1 assist this season. He's also on Team of the Week for his first Tormenta goal. Of course, that goal brought to you by Savannah Hilton Head Airport. What a game this has been. And I know that some people may think I sound like a madman, but if you've been watching this game, it's not mad. Tormenta could totally score 2 more goals and level this one. This game is far from over. Here's Billhart taking a step. Plays it back up to the top. Couple players fighting for that one. Hangs around a couple of times. It's Dangler with the long-range effort. Doesn't get very far. Tormenta getting another substitution warmed up. Realize I didn't finish telling you about SiriusXM. It's the only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access Tuesday nights at 7 Eastern. Plus hear live matches from USL, MLS, English Premier League, and more, all on SiriusXM FC 157 in the SXM app. And we're already in players retrieving the ball for keeper mode for Tormenta. And a quick shoe tying session for Sergey Damianchuk, our head official. And we're going to get some more substitutions. Alex Cox-Ashwood coming in for Labovitz, who has 7 goals, which puts them right in the thick of the Golden Boot race, mind you. His nights come to an end, brought to you by Pestmaster Services. And Alex Cox-Ashwood, just his 4th appearance of the season, will come in his stead. The Frenchman in for Labovitz. Worth noting, Tormenta also making a substitute. Kingsford Ajay coming in for Alex Morel. Up underneath everything here with you. This brought to you by Pestmaster Services. Here's Bill Hart working on Jimmy Filerman, who does well there. A bit of a tussle. Looks like it's going to be a corner kick. The official didn't really make any sort of signal. He sort of just held the flag at his side. Didn't really point to the corner, didn't point ahead. But it will be a Herb Shop corner kick for Tormenta. Sailed ball in, the header from Phelps! Oh, we were that close to 9, which would break the record. I believe it's gonna happen. I don't know about you. So keep watching, stay tuned in. Josh Phelps, the center back. There was an experimental moment where he played up top for Tormenta. Such a big guy, 6'4", proving he had some finishing capabilities. Owen Green, over on the right-hand side, to Sterling. Winding about, turns, still Sterling. Sterling shoots. Tormenta just putting on the heat. It's been all the home side here in this second half. Got 1 goal back, and they're hungry for some more. Kingsford Ajay, one of the substitutes, coming in and winning that ball back for the home side. I'll tell you this. I don't think you could blame a team for shrinking when you're down 4-0, especially when it came so quickly. Tormenta did not do that, though. Here's Ajay. It's that one knocked away by Pilato. Another corner kick for Tormenta. They could have said, all right, well, we have a game on Saturday. Let's just see this game through, not get hurt. Just not our day. They've continued to fight this Herb Shop corner kick. Here's the corner. Header comes down! And that's the record-breaking 9th goal in this game. But more importantly, Tormenta are within a goal against Greenville. And it's a Tormenta first for Toby Otieno. Too much heat on that shot. Paul Christensen couldn't stop its momentum. And Tobias Otieno, the Kenyan, scored 2 huge goals for Omaha last season. A free kick that won them the regular season title. And he also scored in the championship game against Greenville. Can you believe it? This goal brought to you by Savannah Hilton Head Airport. Four to 5. We still got 30 more minutes. Is this even soccer? I don't know. I mean, this is fiction. That's what this is. This is fiction. The expected goals in this game is 1.7 to 1.65. We've had games where teams just could not hit the broadside of a barn with some of their opportunities. Missed chances, missed chances. These teams have finished everything. Here's Alex Cox-Ashwood tapping it out wide. That challenge from Owen Green gets the deflection and gets Tormenta the ball. Hear the applause from the fans. Boy, they've been put in for a treat. A treat like nothing we've ever seen in League One. Gabriel Cabral being called for the foul there. He got the assist in that goal, so it's his 3rd assist of the season. Talking to Ian Cameron, he said even during that losing skid they found themselves on, we felt we had been performing well, better than our opponents on many occasions. He said the guys were patient, and now it's starting to turn in our favor. But that could change at a moment's notice. Now, I was planning to bring up this comment earlier in the game when my thought was, well, here's the moment's notice. Greenville's up 4-0. No. Ultimately, it ended up being the point of that message from Ian Cameron that's shown through here. For Greenville, this is going to be a big chance to showcase some resilience from these guys that haven't gotten a ton of minutes. The Alex Cox-Ashwood, the Nico Brown, or even Venton Evans, who has started and played this whole game, to show they can grit their teeth and see this one out. Because right now, it's all flowing in the home side. And here they come again. That's got to be a foul, yeah. Free kick for Tormenta. Adrian Billhart, he's been a menace on the pitch today. We're going to get another yellow card brandished here. Haven't had a ton of them today. It's Jimmy Filerman with his first yellow card of the season. Here's a look on the Coke replay. It almost called the foul on Nico Brown as well.
Yellow card has been thrown for Greenville, number 2, Jimmy Filerman.
Three players, now 2 players, hovering behind the free kick. Tormenta looking to conjure up the most improbable of comebacks. It's Cabral. Oh, just off. Look at it again on the Coca-Cola replay. I tell you what, Tormenta is continuing to attack. Greenville need to find something of substance just to give themselves a breather. It hasn't been there. And I was talking about the bench. This is a side that has done really well with their substitutions throughout the season, Greenville. They have a league-high 5 goals coming from substitutions. There's Tormenta again. Bill Hart finds Sterling. Sterling shoots! He can shoot on a moment's notice. And it's going to be a corner kick. Not sure if Christensen got his hand on it or if it deflected after it left the foot of Keziah Sterling. Maybe it was Christensen. That one zipped. He just turned and ripped it. Another Herb shot corner kick. Ball comes in. Falls down. Tip back to the 18. Here's a shot deflected upward. Didn't reach the keeper. Ajay with a stutter. Sends it inside off the woodwork. Oh my goodness. They're so close. Here's a look on the Coke replay. Holy smokes. Greenville, despite 5 goals in this one, just a close shave off from a tied game. I keep talking about this bench that Greenville needs to show up. John Hark said that as a staff, we spend a lot of time managing minutes and also thoughtfully picking who and when to sub on. And he said he's loved the attitude from the players sitting on the bench. They're ready to go, have accepted that role, even if there could be a disappointment that they're not in the starting 11. They've come in with enthusiasm. They need it here. Here's Cox Ashwood off the right post. That would have been brilliant. And here he is fighting back for the ball at the top of the 18. Just closed up before Evans could corral it in. That's the kind of moment Greenville were looking for. And now here's Kingsford Ajay. Playing in the middle, just too far ahead of Sterling. Maybe ran out of gas there, didn't think that the window of opportunity was available. Let's take a look at that opportunity here. Just the chest and shoot from Alex Cox Ashwood. Looking for that first pro goal. That would have been glorious. Kingsford Ajay wheeling about. Here's Owen Green. He fires. May have suffered a deflection, or maybe not. The defender trying to follow in Jamil Roberts' footsteps. That really kicked things off here in the second half. Just a rocketing shot from Jamil Roberts. Here's Coutinho, still going. Lucas Coutinho plays it centrally. That's denied. Jake Dangler saying, no thank you. Another corner kick though for the Greenville Triumph. Brought to you by Herbshot. Floating ball comes in, headed upward by Phelps. The whistle blows for the free kick. The inaugural USL W League playoffs are in full swing. We've reached the semifinals, which take place this Sunday. Go to uslwleague.com for more information on how to watch and follow all the drama. Here's Coutinho. going forward. Lucas Coutinho still gashing the shot. It's deflected by Josh Phelps. Worth noting, that's this weekend. We still got a couple of games in the quarterfinals, including both of these teams' W League sides. Greenville Liberty playing right now. Meanwhile, Tormenta played earlier against Miami City. The game should be over. I was keeping tabs on it before this game started. I will be honest with you, this one's kind of had my fullest attention since everything got going. They did win 1-0. So Tormenta onto the semis. The W League. It looks like the Greenville Liberty are also going to move on. They're up 2-0 in added time, which means those two teams are going to play each other, Greenville and Tormenta. Already rivals in USL League One. Sure to be a game of glorious proportions in the USLW League semifinals. Boy, do they have a billion to fit up to, given the way this game has gone. Another Tormenta sub coming. Daney is going to make his way onto the pitch here in a moment. And he'll come in for Deshaun Nembard. There he is, number 20. Will be his 6th appearance of the season after being acquired. Up from the second team. This brought to you by Pestmaster Services, substitution for Daney in place of Nembard. Also a blow. Be a free kick for Greenville. Another substitution here, Don Smart. Been sort of an Iron Man this season for the Triumph in the midfield. Will come in for Coutinho. Has started all but one game this season until today, so now just his 2nd time coming off the bench all season. Another substitution brought to you by Pestmaster Services. He can bring a stability to hopefully see this game through for his side. Here's another thought on this one. With how wild this game has been, these two teams have to play again on Saturday. You gotta think about how emotionally draining this game has been, on top of how physically crazy it's been. 33 total shots between these two sides. It has just been mayhem. Roberts finds Ajay. Kingsford Ajay weaving. Gets that one taken away by Evans. He disrupts the clearance though, making it a goal kick. 15 more minutes to go. Can Greenville hang on and see this one through? Do Tormenta have one more goal in them? It was 5-2 at halftime. Tormenta have gotten 2 back. Play that what-if game. If Jacob Lavovitz had been sitting in any other spot in the 18 when Nate Schultz took that shot, first off, would Pablo Jara have saved the effort? But secondly, would this game be 4-4? then again, you could talk about what if for a lot of those goals, just some brilliant moments that most of the time don't go the way of the player shooting, and they just have tonight. Here's Otieno. This one bounces forward. Bit of a frantic clearance there. Jamie Smith came into the game earlier. If you're having fun, Week 16's just getting started. Here's Cabral at the top of the 18. And it falls into the arms of Paul Christensen. I will give you this. Last time we had a record-breaking performance, which was a couple weeks ago. Chattanooga won 7-1 over the Charlotte Independents. At the time, tied for most goals in a single game, and also the most goals scored by a single team in a game. We had 40 goals in a week of action. It was insanity. So if that's a pattern here, we started off this week with a wild game. Maybe we're just in for another absolutely chaotic week of action in USL League One. And we've got a 1 versus 2 matchup and a 3 versus 4 matchup on the weekend. So buckle up. Even if we don't get goals, this week's pretty interesting. There'll be a chance for teams at the bottom half of the table to regain some room. And also for some teams looking to separate at the very top. Late challenge. Otieno is probably going to get a yellow card for that one, and he will. Coming in late on Don Smart. His first yellow of the season, Toby Otieno. Here's a look on the Coke replay. Don Smart, that's something you do not want to see. Clutching his right ankle. It was a rough challenge. No beating around the bush. Just want to make sure he's all right. Whether it be for this game or, more importantly, moving forward. 34 years old. Those hits don't quite recover the same way as you get older. You always have to hold your breath. We got some fans here in attendance. They're coming in from being at Legacy Early College and watching this game on your phone after the fact. I'm sure you're looking at the scoreboard and going, what the heck happened? What is going on? Well, I mean, I could tell you that a lot of goals were scored and you'd go, yeah, thanks, Sherlock. But here's the fact is both teams have been letting it fly, and both teams have been fantastic in capitalizing on offensive opportunities. It's just been clinical from the scoring department from both teams. Greenville are up 4-0. Tormenta got 2 back before the half, and then another goal was scored by Greenville before halftime, right before halftime, to make it 5-2. So League One record for most goals in a half. And then Tormenta were able to score 2 more here in the second half and had quite the barrage that's died off as they look for an unthought of equalizer. But yes, League One record, 9 goals in a game, has not been reached before. We've hit 3 goals, or sorry, we've hit 8 goals 3 times. Twice this season, once last season. Tormenta was also involved in that game, 4-4. Here's Keziah Sterling. Good on the ball. Here's Toby Otieno. Oh, just trying to get Sterling free. Here's Alex Cox-Ashwood. Plays it to Don Smart. Good to see him doing all right. Here's Jamil Roberts now. After that pass was off the mark. Is there any gas left in the tank for Tormenta? Will Greenville see this one through? Earlier in the game, it felt like a given. Oh, that one just rolling by Ajay. Paul Christensen will take all the time necessary to pick that one up. But yeah, what else is there to say? Talk to Ian Cameron about, surely there are players that do and don't play well when a pitch gets a little muddy, things are a little bit uglier. I asked him, do you have the kind of guys that like to play in these conditions? Because some do and some don't. He said, we've got a really strange dynamic on our team because we've been great away from home, which means we can go to different places and thrive no matter the environment. So they have that capacity to adapt to whatever's thrown at them. Now we just have to build home form. It's been really weird. Sterling able to draw the foul there. And a not bad free kick spot. And Cameron said that it's time to build that home form. We don't want poor home form to keep us from a top 2 spot or a top 4 spot or anything at the end of the season. Roberts shoots. And the last time he took a shot from range was a lot more on target. Meanwhile, for Greenville, I asked John Hartz because they played 15 games. He played 30 in the regular season. And I said, before the year, you told us that you felt you had a really balanced team, and that's really come to fruition in a lot of ways, including in the goal distribution. And he said, we've got our instincts on players, and they've come to fruition for the most part, but that doesn't happen without hard work from the staff, and more importantly, from the players. The guys have done well. He mentioned that they feel good, sitting at the top of the table. But he told them that sitting at the top of the table is only temporary. You've got to keep at it. Looking to chew the rest of this clock away. How many more opportunities are there for Tormenta? That one parried off by Jamie Smith. There's Toby Otieno. Over to Cabral. Ball to Daney. Working on Evans. Those are the moments that John Harkes wants Fenton Evans to be better on the defensive end. Kept Daney from doing anything there. Sterling. Taps it out wide. Adrian Billhart. Been so great today. And here's Ajay. Had to jostle with Jamie Smith. He had the better of him there. Cabral to Ajay. That cross comes in. Brought down, but Jimmy Filerman has his way with it. Tormenta trying to pile it on. 4 minutes plus added time to go. We got Tormenta throw here. Here's Bill Hart. Taps it back. Toby Otieno inside for Sterling. Sterling out to Cabral. Doesn't have room to shoot. Tormenta continuing to prod. Green's cross. Flicked inside. Dribbling around. Oh, Christensen. He's able to make the stop. The diving header. It couldn't find its way in. Here comes Tormenta again. Adaney into the center. Here it comes. There it is. A colossal comeback. Tormenta level it. And maybe the brightest player on the pitch today has been Adrian Billhart. He finds the equalizing goal. 5-5 your scoreline. Remarkable. Ajay with a nifty back heel. Adaney in the middle. Sterling leaves it. And Billhart fights it through. Yes, this is happening. 10 goals in a single game. Down 4-0. And Tormenta have somehow made it happen. It is just, it's astonishing how this has happened. I don't know. All I say is watch this if you're a fan and enjoy what's going on, especially if you're a third-party person. Just watching this for fun, maybe tuned in after you saw how many goals are scored in, just to see what all the hullabaloo is about. You've been put in for a treat. The smoke has gone off. Here they come again. Billhart chips it in the center, and it's knotted away. We still got some time in this one. Toby Otieno gets tripped up. Can you believe with 10 goals, you could totally have another one still? That's not out of the realm of possibility. One of these teams could still take home 3 points in this classic. Nico Brown drawing the foul. Keziah Sterling. A little bit too hefty there. So how much added time are we going to get here? Fourth official. Crunch the numbers. So despite all the action, I'm hearing 3 minutes of added time, and there it is. So that's how much time we've got for either of these teams to come back in. Oh, look out. I'm sure they're saying the nicest things to each other right now. Jimmy Filerman and Owen Green, the one in that exchange. Here's Ajay. Curling that cross inside. That may have suffered a deflection off of Nico Brown. Now we're going to say not. It'll be a goal kick. Came close, but not quite. A minute and a half to go in this one, in what has already been the most unbelievable match. Well, look at the scoreline. And if you've been watching this game, you know it to be true. One more minute to go in this one. Nico Brown with some room. Rolls it centrally. No one's there for it. Alex Cox-Ashwood too far behind. And Jake Dangler incensed the moment after he clears it. Not the safest spot to clear it against her goal. He got the job done, though, safely. By the way it looks, this one's coming all the way back. Gonna be a throw, so that one wasn't gonna count anyway, even if there was an opportunity there. Here's Don Smart. Smart takes the shot and it rolls wide. Maybe one more chance here before the final whistle, if Tormenta could get this one off. And that will do it here. A tumultuous night. Midweek Mayhem has served its full platter. 5-5, 10 goals. In an unbelievable comeback from Tormenta. Down 4-0. Have somehow been able to come away with the point in what was perhaps the most ridiculous, absurd, out of this world matchup League One has ever seen. As we look at our man of the match, brought to you by Galactic Comics, Adrian Billhart had that game-tying goal, had an assist, and I thought throughout the game was just brilliant at creating chances, at forcing space. As we now take a look at our play of the match, which will be brought to you by Vision Source, and it's this one right here. Hara sends it forward. The back heel is brilliant. Fawada Daney, his first assist with the team. And then the move and the persistence from Adrian Billhart is able to equalize this one to make it 5-5. We're gonna step aside, catch our breaths, and then somehow wrap it all up after the break here. 5-5 your final score on ESPN+.
Learning Center here in Statesboro, Georgia. Let us take care of all of your child care needs here at Kids World Learning Center, from your infants all the way to your after-schoolers. We also have a summer camp and holiday camp for those older children. And we have our brand new bus for our field trips, for the children to have fun and to learn and to explore new things all around our beautiful county. Thank you for trusting us with your most prized possessions.
Optum Health System's commitment to you has not changed. Unmatched safety and compassionate care. Others may talk about the new normal, but at Optum Health System we've always provided high-quality, personalized care safely. If you have recently delayed your care, we want to reassure you we are prepared to care for you. Our absolute commitment to safe, high-quality, personalized care is stronger than ever. We welcome you back to Optum Health System.
Vamos, Tormenta.
Vamos, Tormenta.
Vamos, Tormenta.
Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta. Vamos, Tormenta.
Let's take a look at the save of the match, brought to you by Vision Source. Came moments earlier. A chance for Greenville to put that one away, 6-4. A couple of deflections, a couple of looks. The defense is able to keep things sturdy, keep it at 5-4. Tormenta would eventually make this one happen as these players all huddle about. Some of them still sporting those emotional warm-up shirts. They played beautifully today to fight back with bravery the way they did. And let's take a look at how it happened on the highlights, brought to you by Galactic Comics. As we get to this one going, it started off in the 3rd minute. Jacob Labovitz, Alan Gavilanez, Benton Evans. It was their party to start off in the first half. Benton Evans got it going with the goal, knocking it home. I'd like to quickly shout out our replay operator, Gabe Sosa. That man was put through the ringer today. Usually, you don't shout out the replay op, but on a night like this, I just wanted to give him some props and recognition for the absolute haul and workload he had this night, this evening. As we look at Alan Gavilanez, what a fantastic strike from him to put it home, make it 2-0. And it wasn't over yet. Lucas Coutinho with a fabulous header to set Gavilanez free. I mentioned before the game, Labovitz was in a bit of a funk. I think that funk has been extinguished with this one. This wouldn't be the last time he'd find the back of the net. It wouldn't be the last time he'd find the back of the net in the first half. And it wouldn't be the last time he'd find the back of the net in the first half with his forehead. So it's a good night for Jacob Labovitz, in the goal-scoring department at least. He also had a great assist here, setting this one forward for Benton Evans. Able to get himself the brace, the nice chip, gets it over Pablo Jara. Greenville oozing with confidence, and they just looked calculated, clinical. They were dicing up that Tormenta side. And then Tormenta never gave up. It kept it coming. Gabriel Cabral finds Keziah Sterling, and he rolls it home. Thought for just a moment Cabral was making a mistake not shooting, but he proved me wrong when his teammate did him right. Now, was that offside? Can't really tell from that angle for a conclusive decision, but no flag was thrown up. Sterling was able to tuck it home to make it a 4-2 affair, and it looked like an attainable game for Tormenta going to half. And then this happened. This just a wacky goal. Goes straight to the head of Labovitz, and he has the instinct, because there wasn't a moment to think there. That was just his natural reflexes kicking in. And then Tormenta came out of the gates in the second half, and they just kept on coming. Jamil Roberts really bringing the catalyst for what was going to be a glorious comeback effort in the second half. Rockets that one home, makes it 5-3. And then it got even closer here when this one was knotted in to make it 5-4. Toby Otieno, his first goal in Tormenta colors. And then this moment right here, the crowning moment for Tormenta tonight. From Hara to Ajay to Cabral to Adani to Bill Hart. Nearly had that moment taken away from him in the last moment with the stutter, but he stayed composed. He kept his cool with Christensen coming in and was able to level the game 5-5 in what was a record-breaking night in League One history. What a league this is, and what a stat line that is. Tormenta, 24 shots, ended up winning the expected goals battle 2.66 to 1.77. Greenville were just on another level with their finishing in the first half. Tormenta kept on coming at it in the second half, and were able to claw their way to a 5-5 draw. I'm sure they're going to feel happy in the locker room with the way that result held. Surely more so than Greenville will, that they're coming away with just a point on the road. Yeah, you're happy with points on the roads, but the way that one happened may not be the most pleased. But if you were a fan watching this game, you were very pleased watching the way this game went out. What a show these two teams put on for us. 10 goals, league record. I don't need to sell it to you. You understand it. For our entire broadcasting crew, my name is Mark Schoenster saying thank you for tuning in. It was, of course, my utmost pleasure to broadcast this game. I'm sure you had a great time. I hope you all have a good night, and take a breather.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.